And now we're in day 8, explode. So I don't really have an idea just yet. I'm kind of formulating that idea now. I'm looking through some stuff in Midjourney. Figured it's like the easiest way to just get ideas down. At least a visual idea of what it could be. I've been thinking of like maybe something with a bullet. Maybe the bullet is like going through an object of some sort. Like something penetrating like that, maybe. Yeah, it could be anything, really. But something that shows that there's motion and debris of some sort. Or like a burst of something. We could probably just start with modeling the bullet. And let me look at some references, see where else I can find a reference of a bullet. Maybe one like that. Seeing what else. What other kind of bullets? Could be a bullet or it could be an arrow, maybe. An arrow is a little bit more modeling, probably. All right, let's try something here. Let's go inside, stop create. And we can go to like the left view, right view. We could get like a curve. Let me make sure I have Bezier. start again. Let's reset. Okay. Okay, maybe something like that. And then there's revolve, or is it what was it? Revolve, yeah. And then it just kind of wraps around that curve we made, and then we can tweak the curve. So I believe it's middle mouse. Let me see. So middle mouse. We could also add a resample. What happened here? Let's see. Let's turn this off and just lower the amount. Let's see. Let's leave it like this for now without the resample, and then just want to try how it would look with subdivision. So let's go and select some edges. So if I double click, it selects around. And then we can do like a poly bevel. Why isn't it showing up here? Let's see. Hmm. Put a group. Let's see. Edges. Just want to see if it's going to work like this, because I don't know why it should have worked right away. Yeah, I'm having an issue here with this poly bevel. Let's do a join. Which I doubt it would be something that wasn't joined. Let's check the revolve, see what we have. Everything looks good to me. End caps. End cap group. Okay. Well, let's keep that. Let's delete that. Select another edge. See what. Really weird. Okay. All right, let's do something else instead. Let's resample this. Okay, and then it's weird. Okay. Let's do clip. Change the direction. fill the bottom and we'll move it up. We'll do another clip and we'll do a -1. We'll merge them. And we can also copy parameter, paste relative references so it links. And then I believe, let's see, was it in the visualize? Show dependency links with spare inputs. I don't know if it will show up. Yeah, not sure. All right, let's keep going. Let's see. So now if I try to bevel this bottom piece, I'm gonna see if that's gonna work. So we could do a poly bevel again. It seems to work on that part, but not when we do it on that other selection there that we had. So we could do that to this one as well. And just select that row there. And then we got that piece right there from the top. It doesn't have to be exact or look like the bullet. I probably could just move some of the selection here down. Let's see if we do it on the, let's do it on the main one. Thing is, we did a resample here and I don't want to mess that up. So we can, I guess we're just gonna have to deal with it that way. Yeah, because if I, so let's clip it. Turn this off. It like disappeared on us. Let's see, group, normal, and then clip. So strange. All right. Let's remove these two. We'll add them again in a sec. If I turn this off, sample, normal, and then clip. Let's delete this too. Let's do it again. Clip. Let's get our curve here and let's just move those pieces down. Go back to the side view. Right here. You gotta get the points. Middle mouse. clipped edges, we could just turn this on and then use that for the poly bevel instead of manually selecting the points. Poly bevel. So if we take a look and we select the clipped edges, it should so it shows the bottom. Then we add some segments there, and then here we do the same, and then it automatically applies it. And select these two, Alt, adds the merge. All right, so we'll leave it like that, and then we'll do a match size to bring it up into the origin, and we'll put min, and we'll save this. Let's go back here. Let's make some space, and we'll add a grid. I remember there was like a shatter. There was like a glass shatter setup. Let me see if they have something here ready we can borrow. Let's check. Let's do a fracture. RBD fracture material. Let's see. And we can do Boolean fracture as well. So we'll put in the geometry. So it's asking for constraint, and a proxy, and extra points. If we do, what happens if we do this? Would it work? No, I don't think so. Let's see. I'm not a simulation guy, and I never do any of this fracture stuff. So let me check real quick on side effects, see what they have. We did yesterday like just a Boolean fracture, and we had put like a grid, and then we did a copy transform or a copy to points. Copy transforms quick. Let's try that for a second. And we added geometry. We added kind of like a mountain. And then in the copy, we can do rotation of like 45 on each axis, and then multiply it or add the total number. And then when we Boolean, then we see like pieces and stuff, but I don't know if that's what we want right now. Let's see. I know there was like a tutorial or like a video they released about a couple of years ago. It was with shapes that were already set up like glass. I believe it's this one. There's concrete, glass, wood. I just don't remember how this was set up. So I'm gonna take a quick look. There's like the learning portal, which is pretty cool. So I think it's all new from this year. I think they updated it. And let's put fracture maybe. Right here, RBD glass. So it's a RBD and then they just put an add. Okay, let's try that. So this is kind of what they did, I believe. And then they added it with a point. And if they do, we do glass. We gotta make sure we add that point first. Or actually it added one for us, but we need to make sure we can move it. So it's gonna be in the origin now. Yeah, I don't believe it's working correctly. Let's also extrude this. You can also do a box. Output back, so we have the back piece. That's right in the middle. It's like putting it on the side. Let's see if they have some settings here where we can position it. Enable edge. What was it? Enable edge noise. Oh, okay. No, that's not what we need. Just put the input points. I don't know if it's like this. No. Okay, so I guess I have to select it maybe. Okay, but it did two pieces. I really don't. Oh, okay, so we can turn this one off. Okay, there it is. So when you first start, I guess it uses its own scatter points. And then if you do the input, you just add that point. I'm guessing, but it's not. there's nothing inputted here. So my guess is I could put 0. And then if I move this, let's see if it updates. Okay, yeah. So I put just 0 and then it updated. So let's go put this in the origin. And then we have that cracked piece there. We can go in here. We could delete this. We don't need that anymore. And we don't need this either. And if we do like an exploded view, we can see what we're working with. So this is the shattered pieces. And I think we can make it even thinner. Maybe. Okay. Let's take a look at the crack here. Go to cracks. And then we can start messing around with the amount. And save our scene just because it could crash at any moment. You never know. And I don't want to lose anything, so we'll save. Chipping. Let's see if we add chipping. Okay, it adds some detail in the corners, like extra cracks here. So if we look at the exploded view, it's looking a little bit better. Interesting, interesting. So you can kind of see. I might do a simple simulation. I might just do it like faking it. We'll see. Are these pieces also packed? No, they're by name. String name. Okay. And let's see, what else do we have in here? Detail. So we're adding some noise there. Where was that video again? It was saying there was under detail, there's a checkbox. Enable noise. Okay, that's already enabled. Let's delete this and then let's actually rotate this whole entire thing. So transform. I don't know if this is going to work. Probably need to do a little bit more setup. We'll see. Yeah. Let's see something here. So yeah, this is going like this. We need to make sure that it detects the animation. Collisions, animated, deforming. Okay, let's try it. So now if we look, we're getting that kind of, let me lower the frames here to 60. So something like this, I think would be cool, taking a shot of like it coming in at an angle, you know, something like that. Let's see how this would look. Just a quick regular render in Solaris. And then our geometry disappears, so we got to bring it back here. And it looks like the normals are all messed up here. Yeah, not sure there what's going on. Is it here? There it is. Let's go. Let's save this. Yeah, so I'm kind of happy with how it's looking. We just gotta add a couple little things. And then like in the rendering, and then maybe we'll add some non-realistic effects or something just to add more interest. All right, so let's do a regular dome light. We'll lower it just a bit. We'll add an area light. And we'll bring that forward. And we'll rotate it. Okay, let's save this. All right, let's keep working on this. Right, so let's go back in here and we can maybe spawn some more points. I'm wondering, do we get some attributes in here we can use? There's something here, emit art BDs. I'm curious to see what that is. Okay, so it's emitting like little shatters in between. They made this tool pretty easy to use. It's literally 2 nodes. I know there's other things we can do. We can do like constraints and then constraint more like the center part where the bullet hole is, so not everything in the glass moves around. But I think this is what I need for the render that I'm gonna do. So let's just wait a little bit. This might be too crazy, so we might lower the substeps and the amount of debris. It looks like it's adding constraints already. I'm not 100% sure. There's like a axis here. So there's the bullet right here. Yeah, I'm not liking this overlapping geometry here. But we'll see how it looks with the render with a glass material. Might be smart to cache this stuff instead of playing it how it is right now in real time. It's not real time, but I'm just not caching it. See, so the blue part, that's all that's been saved. So let me stop this now. Let's go back, and it looks like we can lower the substeps to 4, the constraint iterations to 5. I'm just wondering how we can, so there's constraints here. How do we control the amount of debris? Is it on the, is it because we have too much detail on the cracks or something? Let's lower it for now to 5. I know this doesn't look great. Let's add a little bit more, like 8. And play this back. Yeah, so it looks kind of weird. There's like a bunch of geometry that spawned, but like all this stuff got stuck in there. I'm not sure how this is supposed to work. All right, let's go back to, what if we do replicate RBDs? What is this? So we can have both of them. Let's see with both. Looks exactly the same. Let's go back. Let's turn this one off. Let's see. Okay, so this is just without it. Yeah, and this is kind of thick, so let's do the extra to 0.05. That's a bit better. Okay, and then let's go back to the solver or the material, and let's add 18. Let's add some more. We had, I think, 36 or so, or 34. But let's see how this plays out. This is kind of cool with a lot more pieces in the middle. So we'll go to 34 like we had it. All right, let's try this. So another thing I'm going to do is speed up the animation. So instead of being the 48 frames, we'll do way less, 12 frames, and the sub steps, we'll put 10 again. No, 5,000 here. All right, let's save this. Let's go back into our Solaris viewport and let's add a camera. Let's do one by one. And we'll do a 24mm lens. Save that. Yeah, I like it. Let's see. Let's start building some materials. Material library. And unassign. All right, and then in here we'll dive inside. Do a USD material. Bullet. Duplicate that. Glass. All right, and we'll do 2 for the bullet. All right, and then we'll go back in here, and what we're gonna do is just put in some groups. So we'll put glass in here, and then we'll add another group right about here, and this is the top piece. Bullet top. Bullet bottom. Okay, save. All right, and then inside here on the scene graph, we're gonna go, well first let's go to the SOP create, go to the import from SOPs, import data, and turn on the subset groups. And we'll grab in the bottom bullet, the top, and the glass. And there's a bunch of other groups that come from the solver, and we could possibly use those, but we'll just try these for now and see how it looks. And we have a ton of pieces here. Maybe what I want to do is, for now, just do a time shift and then delete, and then just drag it in here. And we'll do the same thing here. Let's make sure we do a relative reference or referenced copy. So we're stuck kind of on that position. So now if we drag our timeline, we don't get no simulation stuff. And then now that it's like that, we can pack this here. We'll still bring in the groups. Just do a star here. And let's go back and see. So now we have mesh, so the bullet top, and then now we have our geometry here. We'll do 3 material slots. And we'll first bring in our bullet bottom. Make it bullet. Then bullet top. Bullet top material. And then the glass pieces. And then glass. All right. Let's do, let me see. Let's go back here and we'll do like a copper. We'll bring metalness all the way up. Let me copy this and go to the bullet, bullet regular. And then make this one a little bit more yellow. All right, and then glass here, we'll just do transmission all the way up for now. Save this out. I'm not really liking how it looks. Let's do a different light. Let's see, grayscale gorilla. Let's go into see what they have with HDRs. Looks like it got stuck. Okay, let's try a different one. Yeah, it doesn't work for me, the export. Something's wrong with it. It's weird. All right, we'll just open that directory where that's saved. Okay, so here is the light. Let's do a quick render. That's too bright. And let's do XPU. Let's go inside here and in our back piece of the geometry, let's output back the front and the back. I want to see if I could change the material and then see if that does anything for us. Let me save again. All right, we'll go in here, glass. Glass back. And in here, let me see if I can do something. So this is the back, and this would be the front. Let's make sure. Okay, so we have the back here and then the front. Delete non-selected. So we just have the front. And let me see what else. Let's do glass and then just put a star here. Yeah, but it does the whole thing. So let's see if we could just get the middle part inside. Oh, okay, so not outside. Chips. Okay, so this is how it looks together. So let's do some groups for that as well. Or actually, this is how it looks together. Yeah, so it's incomplete. There's some missing pieces. Inside. Outside. Is this it? All right, let's test it out. Let's see what mess I got into here. All right. Group, group. And this one will be, let's just put G back. G front. And G extra. All right, let's go back. All right, so we have all right, I'm not sure which one pertains to what yet, but my guess is the way it's wired here be 0, 0, 1, 2. So let's do extrude back. We'll do extrude back to be the last one. And then this will be the middle. That'll be the front. And then that's the one we already have assigned. We'll do it for that. Okay, so then now let's look at the back part. Put glass back, and we'll dive inside, and we'll make this like green. Transmission will remove. And we'll lower transparency and increase roughness. All right, let's see. And then we're still missing a texture to apply to, let's just do the regular one for now. Just gonna put the live render in here. Put our camera. Okay, and then let's do CPU for now. Load our settings and go to Solaris, render gallery. Yeah, there's something up with my Karma XPU, my GPU drivers. I'm gonna save this out. This stop the render. I'm gonna save this and then open it in another instance. All right. It's opened again. How's everyone's Sunday going? Or Monday? I don't know what time in the world you're in. But I hope your weekend was good. Just kind of tweaking lighting here. See if I find something interesting. Let's turn this one off for now. Let's turn this one here. If we bring this to a sphere and then bring it back to the middle, the origin. And obviously it's too big, 0.02. Or 0.2. Point 1. It looks all right. This render is going to take a while just because of the refraction and reflections. So I would probably not put that light there. Let's bring in this light again. I think it gave us something interesting. All right, let's save this again. You never know. And we'll stop the live render. And let's work on some other parts here. Let's collapse this. So we have the time shift here. If I were to group this here, and do a by bound sphere Or we can do the pieces that are exploded. Like this. And then we can do add. By the group, right? Let's blast it first. We'll name this front exploded. Okay, and then we'll put add here. Is this too much? So let's do another group. So what I'm trying to do is like some maybe motion graphic, like a motion graphic kind of effect. Transform. And we do, we're gonna do another add and a merge. Merge these two. And then we'll do an attribute wrangle. Get the ID and PT num. We added the ID for both of them. Attribute ID. So this piece now, but there's just too many points. So let's do another group here. Or let's do the group expression. And then a blast as well. Group expression on points. Chance of 30, let's see. Or sorry, we did a blast. Group primitives blast. Delete unselected, and then we can make that number. Actually, that number needs to be lower. Okay, and then now if we connect everything else, now we have a little bit less points. All right, so let's do a resample. We're doing a resample for all these. Let me see if we can make the lines thinner. Yeah, it's not letting me visualize it thinner. Okay, let's not worry about that. And then we'll do a twist. Can do something like this. I don't know how that's gonna look, but we can take a look in a bit. And save this. And let's do an attribute adjust float. And 0.01. And then we can do a null, and we'll bring that outside in Solaris. Out curves. We'll copy that. Let's go up a level. Stop create. And dive inside. We'll do an object merge. Let's make sure that the curves are, so you can see right now the curves are too thick. Let's dive inside. Zero 0.001 or 0.5. And probably our bullet point is a little bit further back. So yeah, we may need to bring this back just a bit. Let's do something here. Let's look at it right here and our transform. There it is. All right, so we can go back now. And then it's something like this. I think it looks kind of cool. All right, and now let's just work on some colors for that. So we'll go in here, attribute randomize, and let's do primitives, and let's do an attribute vop, and we'll use a ramp in our CD, a ramp parameter. Our CD, and if we jump back, let's see. It's kind of hard to see because Let's do a ramp or a range, a fit range. No, that's not gonna work for us. Let's do a quick render. Let's see what else. Let's assign this to the okay, so curves. Let's assign it to the new curves. We just put SOP create too, so let's just add it in here. Bring that in. And we had curves. Right now they're illuminating because we put just disconnect base color and drop it down. And to multiply, we put float and we'll drop that down as well. Yeah, the color's not coming in through, so let's fix that. Let's see how we can fix it. So we'll go back. If I disconnect this or turn it off, let's see if that comes in. And also, let's connect this here, just a regular color for now. See if it shows up. Okay, so we're seeing color just fine now. And the moment I turn this on, I think that's where our stuff gets all messed up. Yeah, so let's take a look. Let me turn this off, or else we're gonna run into issues here. Okay, so we're here. Let's see if in here, let's do an attribute, just float, put CD. Okay, so with the attribute just float, we can do the same, but with black and white. And then in here, we'll just tweak the amount. Okay, so now we can go back here. Let's go back to the render, live render. So we're kind of covering the bullet here. The effects are kind of cool, but we're kind of covering it up, so we can do a carve. And then get the second. So we can kind of go back a little bit. And let's activate again the live render. And at least we can see the bullet there. I don't know, what do you guys think so far? I gotta wrap it up soon, so unfortunately I can't spend much time on these. I'm probably spending maybe 2 hours on average on these. I'm trying to do these every day, so that's kind of my main challenge, is trying to get an image from start to finish in an average of 2 hours. I'm gonna make the lines a bit thinner. Let's go into our P scale here, and we could probably also add a attribute randomize again, and then put P scale, and then multiply that in. And we'll do 0.2. So it's like a bit thinner, more subtle. And I think we can also just go back to the shader and make it like a bright orange or something. And not sure. Kind of looks like hair. Let's also, let's tone it back as well in the we could do some more carving here. Let's go to the shaders for the bullets and tweak that bit. Yeah, let's disconnect this real quick. I don't know if I'm digging it. it's kind of covering the whole bullet. Yeah, let's just close it out here. I'm gonna render this. We're at an hour and 55, so let's close it out and let's stop this render here. And let's go into right here. We'll copy these two. Disconnect and bring it here. And this is going to be 8. Explode. All right, and then we can go ahead and render this as XPU. Make sure we have the correct camera in here. And let's do 2000 by 2000 is fine. Right. Okay, so save this. And in here we have cryptomats. Okay. All right, let's render this. And let's see what the render times look like. Scheduler. Oh man, the whole stream I was like, I got no chats, and then didn't have it updated on the live chat. Sorry about that. So if I'm answering back, man, this is probably too late now. When a bullet like that is fired, only the tip moves, not casing, right? Yeah, you're probably right. I think you're exactly right. I'm not an expert with all this stuff, but you're probably right. Why not Redshift? Because this is for Mardini 2026. We can't use any third-party renders. It has to be Karma. The only third-party sources we can use is I think it's the Grayscale Gorilla stuff and the content library from Houdini. But yeah, you're right with the bullet thing. I went ahead and modeled the whole thing, but in reality, like what's supposed to shoot is just the tip part. Yeah, I'm not really an expert. I don't, I'm, I don't own a gun or anything. So, but yeah, I saw some references now, and yeah, you're right. It's just the tip part. But I mean, I kind of like how it looks, even though it's kind of fake, not realistic. But totally right. Maybe we'll do another render with it, and then you guys can tell me which one you like better. We'll do a render like this, and then we'll do one with the curves. And we'll see what you guys let me know which one I should post. I'm still waiting on the render here. I might have put too many samples. I put like 512. That might have been overkill, but I feel like it'll clean up the noise. I don't normally like using the denoiser. I feel like it softens things too much, especially with all this detail. I think it might soften it too much. We're at 5 minutes right now. We're doing a 2K render, 2000 by 2000. Oh, there it is. It's done. All right, let's take a look at this render. Let's do a cop network. Let's open this folder and let's bring it in here. And there it is. Let's go and look at plaza view. All right, so this is pretty much it. Let's do another render of this same idea, but with just the tip and the curves, and see what that looks like. And then you guys let me know which one I should go with. So let's go back to our camera. This would be pretty simple, and let's add a version 2 here, and we'll pin this. We'll go inside, and we will remove this part. Okay, and okay, we did a match size here, so let's see something. Let's not do that. I kind of want it to be a little bit further forward. Let's do something. Let's leave it how we had it. and we'll actually just delete the group so we don't mess up our positioning of the tip. So we'll blast that group. Let's go in here and we'll blast bottom. Okay, so we kept that there. Let's go back to our curves. Let's connect them. Right. It's kind of hard to see. Let's see something here. So let's save it. Obviously, we don't want to crash. All right. So now let's render. Okay, we got to fix some stuff here. So let's go inside this and we'll do it here just so we can see it better. We'll merge in our curves and we'll merge in the bullet here, and let's take a look and unpin. Okay, so this is not how we want it. We want to push the bullet back a bit, or sorry, the curves. Something like this. And our twist, where's our twist? Right here. We can lower the capture, or actually let's use the taper. Something like this, and then we can go back and make our position closer, and let's go back to the taper. Something like that. Okay, and then let's go back. Now let's take a look at it instead in the live render. Let's turn it on. Okay. I feel like it should be brighter, like and not so saturated like that. Let's change the color just a bit. Instead of that saturated yellow, we'll make it right in the middle, right here. And then we can get the brightness and then like put like 0.1. It looks all right. I think we can also kind of do a tightening up of the back end, and so it's more straight. Let's stop the render and fix that. Stop. Let's go in here and then let's put a transform transform on this side here. Let's make the space here. And then now if we transform this, we get like that tight amount. We could do something like this. And then here, we could bring it up and then bring it back. And let's remove the carve from the other side here. Let's turn that off and go back to our main one. Okay, let's try to render that. And let's save. And we might, you know what? Before we render, I'm gonna push those lines back further. So, whoa, what happened here? Hold on a second. There it is. Okay. I don't know what happened there. There it is. Okay. And unfortunately, our twist didn't go that far. So we're going to have to move it back. Like this. And then extend the amount here. And we're going to have to add like 720. Let's do something here again. Make it tighter and then we might just need to add a carve, or we can add a clip also. We could do a clip right here, and then we'll do on Y and then 0, or sorry, on Z, and then push it forward. Okay. All right, let's go back and render this. And before we hit render, we're gonna save in case we have a crash. Saved, and then let's open up our render gallery right here and then hit render. We'll wait for the render to pop up here and then we'll click on it. All right. It might need to open up a bit more on the back end. So let's go back in here and open it up a bit on the back. Let's do 0.4. Let's do 1. Okay. That's a bit better. And then 0.4 instead of 0.3. Let's see. I like how it looks on this side, but then I don't like the top here. So we can check the clip again. It's really weird. It's actually extending the curves further, but we don't really have them like that. So let's push the clip down. Hot roasters, thanks. I appreciate it. I think it looks cool. You guys let me know which of the two you're gonna like better. I think I'm digging this one more, but and then the other one has the full bullet casing, which is not correct, as you mentioned earlier. So I think this one might win, but we'll see. All right, I'm not seeing any updates here. Let's stretch it more. Okay, well, let's go and check what happened with the live render here. Let's just stop it and then we'll restart it again. Oh, I know exactly what's happening. I didn't even I know exactly what's happening. This clip is not included right here. Duh. All right, here it is. That was the issue. So now we can bring it back up. That clip. It's kind of late. I'm like not thinking. All right. There it is. I think this might be it. Let's see. 3.5 or sorry, 0.35. Let's do one more. 7. Okay, let's render this. I'm happy with how it looks right now. Let's stop this. And let's render it. The last one took 5 minutes and 30 seconds. So we'll just wait and see. Are you guys doing the any of the Mardini daily challenges? Just wondering. We're on day 8, so there's still a lot left. The rest of the month is still open. So if we, let me zoom out for a second. If we take a look, Mardini. Let's go to the main website. Okay, in here. So tomorrow, today's Explode. And then tomorrow is GUI. And then you got the rest of the month. So I don't know if any of you guys want to join in. I think it's a good challenge to learn new skills and all that stuff. Nice. That's awesome. Yeah, it's nice to see more people join the challenge. There's a lot of really cool stuff. Let's check it out real quick. Let's check out the animations. I feel like I haven't seen a lot of them. We did like a whole speed thing. Okay. Let's see this one. Oh, wow. Exploded head. Low poly explosion. Oh, that one's pretty cool. I like that one. Yep. And he did, or she did everything in Solaris. Not sure. Nice. I love seeing people's node setups. Everybody has like their own kind of workflow. So it's nice to see how different people organize their scenes. How are we doing with the render? Okay, we're 4 minutes and 30. Oh, nice. This is cool. That looks pretty good. That looks like stock footage almost. Nice. It looks like npm. Cool. Yeah, there's a. All right, so it finished. There's a lot of good ones in there. All right, so we had. Let's go to our. Let's bring this down and go to our composite view. So we had this one. That's obviously not correct. And then we have this new one here with this kind of trails, motion graphic trails in the back. Which one you guys think is the winner? This one or this one? I'm kind of digging this one, version 2. Black and white. Let's see, did we render? Let's take a look at the crypto mats here. Split them. And let's get a blend, not bend, blend. Okay, so that's the materials, and then this one is the pieces. Yeah, version 2 I think is good. Let's select just the curves. Let's go in here, remove that, and curves. Okay, and then let's delete this one. We don't need that one. Hello, hello. All right, so let's do a split. No, it's extract. I forgot what it was now. It starts with channel. So channel split and channel join. So channel split, get our color, channel join. No, it's not. It's not fracturing in cops. This is just the final composite, or the render. This is just a crypto map. Join. Or not this one, sorry. We'll do yeah. This is good. This is fine. And then we'll do a actually we didn't even need to do it that way. We don't even need these actually. We can just connect this to blend, and then I believe it's so let's bring this here. Let's do a glow. I'm still new to cops, so I'm trying to figure this thing out. Foreground, and then what, like a screen. Yeah, I gotta finish this before 12. Let's just call it a day or a night. So I've been streaming these every day at night. I guess the time that works best for me is like around 9 p.m. Eastern time. So if you want to see tomorrow's, I'm gonna be live creating that one. This one was for today. And I hope you enjoyed it today. Um, the replay will be available as soon as I end the stream, so you can see how I started this entire piece. All right, I'll leave it like this and then do a ROP output, and we'll make it JL day 8 explode final, and we'll remove the frames from there, and we'll remove the hit file name, and we'll put PNG and render this. And let me take a look real quick, see what that looks like. So yeah, here is the final piece. I hope you guys liked how it came out. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow if you guys want to join tomorrow around the same time, starting at 9. I'll be streaming the next one for tomorrow, which is GUI. I think it is. I don't know. Haven't really done fluids and stuff, so that's gonna be interesting. Maybe some vellum stuff. But yeah, thank you guys for staying tuned, and I'll see you guys tomorrow, hopefully. All right. Have a good night. Bye.